A station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. We are waking up to some gloomy conditions out there, but today is the pick of the weekend because come tomorrow, we are tracking more showers. So definitely keep it here. We'll talk about that forecast, guys, in just a bit.
All right, thank you, Brittany. Coming up this morning on DC News Now, cracking the case. Police are now identifying the 3 people found dead in a Springfield, Virginia home. What we know about those people and what police believe happened leading up to their deaths. Plus, a matchup in the Mountain State. West Virginia's governor is throwing his hat into the Senate race. We talked to voters about what their stance is in the upcoming elections. And also later, stopping the shortage. The head of DC Police is on his way out as that department faces historic staffing shortages. What MPD is doing to fix that problem. All right, we're going to start off talking about weather-related things. Storm cleanup underway across the DMV this morning. You were looking at a tree in White Oak, Maryland that fell on a house. It knocked down power lines, blocked the roadway, and in fact, it started a small fire. Officials say no injuries have been reported, though one person is now without a roof over their head. Well, right now it is a different scene outside this morning, but it won't stay that long forever. Take a live look outside right now. This is the White House, much clearer, but it's still pretty cloudy out there. Now, while it is a dry start to the weekend, more heavy rain is moving into the area tomorrow. So if you plan to do things outside, you might want to make some rearrangement right there. I'm Tosin Fakile this morning. Let's bring in weather forecaster Brittany Ward. And Brittany, you said those rain starting to move in and it will stick around for some time.
Yeah, you know, all day Sunday, not going to be so much of a fun day outside at least. It's going to be a dreary day on Sunday, so just be mindful of that. Get outside today and enjoy it because we're mostly going to be dry across the area. Just going to be dealing with some clouds. Could see an isolated shower, though, pop up there in Hagerstown and Cumberland later on this afternoon. But again, the rest of the DMV will be dry. We're just going to be seeing those clouds. Satellite and radar, the overall picture showing you we do have the system off to the north. They're attached to the cold front. This is what we're keeping our eye out for. And this low that's developing off to the southeast. That and the cold front will begin to merge together as we head into the evening hours tonight, into the early morning hours tomorrow, and that's going to be bringing us yet another round of soaking rain to end out your weekend. Overall temperatures right now, we are on the mild side, 55 there in DC, 52 as you head over there to Frederick. Still holding on to the 40s though, just west of I-81. And overall temperatures today will be on the cooler side. We're talking about getting into the 60s, so definitely keep it here. We'll time everything out for you guys in just a bit.
All right, looking forward to that, Brittany. Thank you. Well, new details this morning in the case where 3 people were found shot to death in a home in a Springfield, Virginia neighborhood. Police have now identified those victims. The couple leaves behind 3 young children, including a baby boy who was just about to turn 2. Our Leonard N. Fleming was out at that cul-de-sac in Springfield talking to neighbors.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's a sad situation here. County detectives say a husband shot his wife and her brother before taking his own life. And the baby and the nanny were upstairs in this home. Police are actually wrapping up their situation here as we speak right now. And this has really hit this close-knit neighborhood very, very hard.
Very friendly, very kind, very maternal and loving when seeing her interacting with her boys. And
Heidi Barrio and her husband Carlos fondly remember Mescarim Solomon, whom police say was shot by her husband in a double murder-suicide. The nanny and baby spent time at their home yesterday in the wake of the shooting.
I haven't really met her daughter much, just seen her a little bit here and there, but from what I saw of her, she was a lovely, very loving woman.
Police say the call to the home in the 8500 block of Wild Spruce Drive came around 3:47 p.m. The housekeeper found the wife, her brother Emmanuel Solomon, and her husband Tiku Gabriasis with gunshot wounds. The family nanny and child were inside the home, but uninjured, police say.
We had the nanny over here with us trying to help care for the baby while the police were doing their investigation. And I actually, at first, because I was so involved in it, I didn't realize that was the baby. their baby.
Now a police cruiser and yellow tape guard the Solomon home that sits eerily still with a Range Rover and other vehicles in the driveway.
Everybody's devastated.
Our children really were also involved with that family.
The medical examiner will be doing autopsies to determine the manner and cause of death. Meanwhile, police are still working to try to figure out motives and how this could have happened. Reporting from Springfield, Leonard and Fleming, DC News Now, back to you.
New this morning, a Howard County man is in custody for possessing and distributing child pornography. Maryland State Police say 41-year-old William Gomes is facing over a dozen charges. He's also accused of creating his own image of a child being sexually abused. The MSP Computer Crimes Unit has been tracking Gomes' activity since February. On Thursday, officials completed a search of his home and arrested him. Developing now, the Army has grounded all aviation units until more training is completed. This comes after 3 soldiers were killed when 2 helicopters collided near Fairbanks, Alaska. A 4th was injured. The Army says this does not affect critical mission flights. It is the 2nd deadly Black Hawk crash for the U.S. military in less than a month. So here are some of those details. On March 30th, 9 soldiers were killed when 2 Black Hawk medical helicopters collided in Kentucky. On Friday, on February 16th, 2 Tennessee National Guard pilots were killed when their Black Hawk crashed onto an Alabama highway. February 2nd of 2021, 3 Idaho National Guard pilots died when their Black Hawk went down during a training exercise in snowy, foggy conditions. 2 soldiers were killed on August 27th of 2020 in a Black Hawk crash in Southern California.
I am officially announcing my candidacy for the United States Senate.
It is now shaping up to be the biggest U.S. Senate race in the nation, and it is underway in West Virginia. West Virginia Governor Jim Justice planning to run for Senate. He is hoping to take Senator Joe Manchin's seat. Now, Manchin has not announced if he is going to run for re-election. He has also not ruled out a run for the White House. Justice says he will continue to rally for his state if elected into Senate.
What I want D.C. to do, if I end up in D.C., I'll promise you that you will never see a bigger cheerleader for the state of West Virginia than I've already been all my life, because I believe it. I believe it with all in me.
Meanwhile, Joe Manchin talked about what his main goals are right now. He said in part, quote, "I'm laser focused on doing the job West Virginia's elected me to do, but make no mistake, I will win any race I enter." Now on the streets of downtown Charleston Friday, DC News Now spoke with dozens of people who remain undecided, some leaning in certain ways.
I don't think he's good for West Virginia.
You don't like Jim Justice?
No, at all.
What about Joe Manchin?
He's more of a Republican than he is a Democrat.
I hope Manchin runs because I don't like Justice or Mooney.
Why?
Because of their policies.
People, I think they're tired of politics. I think they're worn out. I think they're just done with it for a time being.
The West Virginia race is considered a major key in telling which party, Democrat or Republican, will control the U.S. Senate.
Part of that is what they call.
Well, speaking of the upcoming election, you can get a much more in-depth look at the state of the race during this week's Capitol Review. We also break down how a proposal could be introduced for a code of conduct on the Supreme Court. Plus, why military veterans say more work needs to be done to protect them. Here's a look at all those conversations.
Do you think it is important for the court, the highest court, to have some sort of a code of conduct in place moving forward?
Well, you know, it's interesting because, you know, like I mentioned, Democrats and judicial watchdog groups say it is past time for the court to adopt a binding code of ethics. They argue that the Supreme Court is at least the least accountable part of the federal government right now. You know, and the Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski has joined the calls with fellow Democrats. But a lot of the Republicans in the Republican Party are portraying this as a push to smear the court's conservative majority. Senator Mitch McConnell on the Senate floor this week said that the statement by all 9 justices kind of explained their joint approach to maintaining their high ethical standards. And he said that unlike activists and elected Democrats trying to tear them down, the justices have proven their sobriety and their judicial temperament over their long and distinguished careers. So there is this debate and this war waging between the Democrats and judicial groups and the Republicans on whether the Supreme Court should enact a code of ethics or not.
Right now, to talk about these issues, what other problems are veterans facing and could also face long term?
Obviously, mental health is a huge issue. Wait times that we talked about for burn pits, cancer, other issues, that's obviously critical. But when somebody's struggling with mental health and they can't quickly see a physician either at the VA or in their local office, we think it's a big contributor to the suicide problems we have with veterans, veteran homelessness. So if someone hasn't retired in the system and they don't have health care insurance they get from being a retiree, a lot of our combat veterans are coming home. They haven't served long enough to retire. They're having mental health issues and they can't see a doctor quickly or get mental health services quickly. And so it's one of the number one things when we go to town halls across the country and talk to elected officials or bring veterans in, I think we get that question more than any other. How do I get my mental health services for my friend, my family, myself quicker than what we're currently getting them?
Well, you can watch Capitol Review at noon today on WDVM, 11 o'clock on Sunday on DCW 50.
Well, overall today is going to be a quiet day with mostly cloudy skies. Temperature is still going to be on the cooler side, only holding on to the upper 60s, where some locations to the south could actually get into the lower 70s. We did have some morning fog and a few sprinkles out there. That will be the trend as we head into your afternoon, mainly off into the Maryland and Pennsylvania border. You guys could see an isolated light sprinkle this afternoon. By tonight, temperatures dip down mainly into the upper 50s. We can start to see a few showers begin to develop ahead of our next system that's going to be rolling in, bringing us some more widespread showers for your Sunday. So definitely keep it here. We'll talk about that in just a bit.